Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Oh man, first of all, I hope you and your family had a Merry Christmas. It is the day after Christmas and I am here taking care of things around the house. It has rained all day yesterday on Christmas. It's rained all day today. We have eaten ourselves silly. We had a lot of after Christmas things, chores, things around the house that had to be done. So no hunting the past couple days, but in today's video, I'm going to throw you all the way back to the day after Thanksgiving. That's kind of where we're at right now in the Deer Journal series. I'm a little behind on getting videos out and loaded. And as I've said before, part of that's because just didn't have a lot of opportunities to hunt this year. And so I'm a little bit late and behind on these videos, but throwing you back in this video back to the day after Thanksgiving when the activity really begins to pick up and we finally start seeing some rutting type behavior and deer movement around here. I want to thank all the subscribers out there. I am so blessed that you tune in to hear me talk, to see the adventures that we have in the outdoors here, whether it be on our farm or on public lands in the area. I just look forward to a wonderful 2024, sharing more with you. Hope to continually improve and, you know, create better content than we did the year before. So thank you for coming along with us. If you haven't yet, if you would please, I would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. So without holding you up anymore, let's roll on into the video. Have a blessed day. All right, good morning everybody, welcome back. I am down in the lower pines now. I'm overlooking the pond again. I've got a trail camera down below me. I haven't checked it in a while, but the last time I checked it, those deer were coming through here every day in the morning in the first hour of daylight, going to this pond. Well, that was back when we were in drought conditions. We've had rain, a little bit of rain in the past week now, so some of the smaller streams and springs are starting to bubble water again. So these deer may have changed their pattern, but I've got to change something up because I haven't been seeing anything. Interestingly, when I walked out my door this morning to go to my basement to get my backpack and my gun, when I walked down the stairs on the back of my house, when I touched the ground, I looked up and there was a doe 10 yards from me in my yard, of all places. So, obviously it was still totally dark. I just saw it from the house lights were shining on it. But anyway, well, I'm gonna hang out here, see if we see anything. I'm not far off the road over here, so it's a very, very noisy location. So, I don't know. I'm gonna have to rely 90% on just vision as opposed to hearing something coming. as you can see, the sun is just high and bright right now. I mean, I am sticking out like a sore thumb right now because it's in a gap in the tree that I'm in here. Had that one young buck come through, and he just slowly worked his way off, and he got up to the intersection of these two trails up here in front of me. And I bet he stood there for 7, 8 minutes, just standing there, just looking around different directions. Really very little rutting behavior. I know I've said it before, but this is Thanksgiving weekend. This is the busiest hunting weekend in this area every year. I heard one shot yesterday, and I heard one shot so far all morning this morning. Either nobody's hunting, but there's no way that's the case, because during muzzleloader season it was just guns blazing all around. And then opening weekend of gun, it was just gunfire all around as well. So I don't think that there's no one hunting. I think it's just that the deer are not moving, and that's somewhat validated by the fact that my cellular cameras are not picking up any movement at all. So I don't know what's going on. I think they're just waiting on the weather, because it's been so weird here lately. And maybe they'll get started again here before long, but I'll tell you what, this sun hitting me right now, warming me up, it's making me sleepy. I could take a nap if I was hunting on the ground right now. Good afternoon. Oh man. Alright. Well, I'm in my stand over on my uncle that I just hung yesterday. And I just got in my stand, and I've already seen more squirrels here than I have in the past 2 weeks combined over on my place. This area, and I'll pan around in a minute and show you, this area looks incredible. There's deer droppings everywhere down here in front of me where I just walked in at. I don't know. I feel really good about this spot. You know, I have never deer hunted here. I've turkey hunted here 2 times. My uncle hasn't deer hunted over here in several years. No one's deer hunted here in several years. And this is a really large timber section where, if you look at basically uninterrupted timber, you've probably got, I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's probably 300 acres from road to road of uninterrupted timber here on the side of a steep hillside. Lots of terrain here, lots of hollers and flats and big mature hardwoods for these deer to be hanging out in. If there's any acorns in this valley, they're going to be on this ridge line in here somewhere. So, feeling pretty optimistic. Let's see if anything shows up. Got 2 deer chasing up on the hill. The 2 big spikes just ran up the spine of that ridge across from me chasing. Change things up this morning, and I left my farm because we weren't seeing any deer except for that buck I saw this morning, that little 3-point. Maybe he might have been a tiny 4-point, but I think he was 3. And I came to my uncle's place. I told you about it just a little bit ago. I never imagined that within 15 minutes of me getting in the tree that I would have already started seeing deer. I sat down, and there were squirrels everywhere, which I hadn't been seeing squirrels over on my place. I'm watching these squirrels, and I hear some commotion, and I look over there, and I see a deer, and it works its way up the spine of the holler, the ridge on the other side of the holler, and goes up into the thicket. Right behind it, I start hearing grunting, and I look up, and 2 of the tall spikes that I had, that we saw on opening morning of muzzleloader 3.5 weeks ago. Is that right? Something like that, 3 weeks ago. And then they disappeared. They were running up that hill, chasing that doe. I'm sitting here a little bit longer. I hear more grunting, and I look up, and a tiny spike runs underneath my stand and stops here beside me, and I think I got video of that. Behind him comes that little 6-point, and he's grunting, and he runs down here in front of me and stops down in the stream bottom, and I get a ton of video of him. They wander off up the hill beside each other, grunting at each other. When they get to the top, I hear another faint sound. It's not a grunt, it's just leaves crunching, and I look up, and there is a huge buck walking up the spine of the ridge, taking the same path that those 2 first spikes in that doe took. He walked his way all the way up. In the thicket, he was way too thick to shoot at. I've got a trail camera on the very top of the mountain up here, top of the ridge. It's about 340 feet elevation difference from where I'm at to that trail camera. About 10 minutes after he passed me, he walked past my trail camera, following that doe up and over the ridge and back over into the valley on the other side. It's already been a productive afternoon, but I'm going to hang out till dark, see if anything else comes through. It's been a fun afternoon.